Shiga Prefecture comes to life on Derby Day. It's Cerezo versus Gamba in the Osaka Derby here at the Yanmar Stadium. J.League Match Day 27. And this is always one of the showpiece football occasions of the season. Gamba in their changed kit, and Marcael Susaeta making just his second appearance for the team. First time he's had the opportunity to play in the big Osaka derby. Other Gamba players, the likes of Yasuhito Endo, for example, who are very accustomed to this, as is that man there, Kim Jin-hyun, Cerezo goalkeeper, who's been the first choice now for 11 seasons. Well, for the home team, they don't tend to win these. 9 wins to Gamba's 23 in the J-League. Should be an easy one for Higashiguchi. Miura, Messi. 2 players went down in the box, and an early appeal for the penalty kick, half-heartedly from Cerezo. Japanese football world, as Kikimoto shepherds that one out of play, who is saying that there's never been a better time for Cerezo in recent years to get a win in the Osaka derby. Aki Okono it was who was involved with Kenta Miura in that tangle. Cerezo currently 6th in the table, Gamba 12th. It's been a while as Kurata has the ball, moves it to Fujiharu, since Cerezo actually won the Osaka derby in the league. 2012 last time, as that goes behind off Fujiharu. So an early corner kick taken by Takashi Usami for Gamba. Good touch away. Kurata. Back, Yosuke Riguchi, wears 15. Riguchi to jump for this one. Flag up anyway. Bruno Mendes on loan from Deportivo Maldonado, the top flight of Uruguayan football. Kurata. Tricky down the flank, Ryu Takao. Young player. This will really want to make his mark in the derby. Compact down that right flank. They might do well to try to switch it if they can. Oh, he's done really well though, has Takao. There's a chance for, in the end, a rather wayward pull across goal from Kurata. Tsuneyasu Miyamoto, a man who again knows this whole atmosphere so well as a player. Part of the Gamba side that won the J-League in 2005. The stadium well as a player too from the World Cup. Kurata loses out. Endo played with Miyamoto in 2005 team. Hiroki Fujiharu with the throw. Chance for a counter-attack meaningfully now with Kakitani. Trying to go all the way through the centre. Great run from Kakitani. It's still in play and it has just gone behind from Bruno Mendes. Great burst forward though from the captain, Yoichiro Kakitani. Just asked a little too much of Bruno Mendes to keep that under control. Kakitani himself an Osaka man. Usami. Hold on by Susaeta. Akao. Susaeta will get this and put it across goal. It's cut out by Kimoto. Tucked away by Yosuke Maruhashi. Mendes moves the ball and making a run through his Kota Mizunuma. It's definitely going to go out wide. Plenty of players forward. Maruhashi with the cross. Mendes! The first goal goes the way of the home team in the Osaka derby. Cerezo have the lead. It is Bruno Mendes, the player on loan from Deportivo Maldonado, who brings joy to the pink-shirted fans. It was a great move. Mendes involved early on. Mizunuma maybe just draws some of the defenders away by coming forward. Maruhashi with a lovely cross. It's a well-placed header from Bruno Mendes for his 6th goal of the season. Too high for Masaki Higashiguchi. Kenta Miura looking back, realising that one had gone over the top of his head. That's how you make your mark, score in the derby game. So a lead inside of 10 minutes for Cerezo Osaka. Souza. Riku Matsuda. Still a long way to go, he'll know that. There's time to come back. Bruno Mendes. Rather wisely, Kota Mizunuma coming across and saying to Bruno Mendes, look, you've just scored a goal, we're 1-0 up, let's not do anything silly. Please don't get yourself booked now. It was an emotional game though, even if it is the first time we're playing in it. Souza. Brazilian, has been with the club permanently since 2017 to deliver this ball. It's another headed goal. This time it comes from the back. Matej Jonic, his first goal of the season, and the calmest of reactions when the Yanmar Stadium is buzzing. Miguel Ángel Lotina's team 2 goals up. Jonic, the Croatian defender, coming forwards, too much space. Nobody noticed him. How on earth was he able to head that in from that close to goal with nobody giving him attention? Only Tsuneyasu Miyamoto will be able to provide answers to that. Maybe even he's scratching his head. It's a simple goal, isn't it? Once again, Higashiguchi exposed and with no chance. It is weak defending from Gamba. Maybe weak is the wrong word. It's an absence of defending from Gamba. 2 well-taken goals. Usami, a long way back already. Before a quarter of an hour has elapsed, the visitors find themselves facing defeat. And the noise now in the Yanmar Stadium, appropriately enough, is electric. So appropriately enough, it ought to be diesel-powered, really, oughtn't it, if it's getting its energy from anywhere in a place like this. Fujiharu. Susaeta. Nice idea. Eventually the layoff was aimed for Watanabe. Best spell so far for Gamba. Gucci not making use of the chance to cross. Well, just a moment to reflect upon the history of this fascinating fixture. And if you're really into your derby game history as a student of football, then this is one to particularly enjoy, because it's a fixture that goes all the way back to the 1970s, and rather unusually, they did effectively both come from the same club, these 2 teams. Yanmar Diesel, they had a reserve team called the Yanmar Club, played in the 2nd division. In 1979, the reserve team was closed down, and all the staff moved over to the Matsushita Electrical Industrial Company to create a brand new Japan Soccer League club. And then when the J.League was founded, Yanmar Diesel became Cerezo. The Matsushita Electrical Industrial Company, they became what we now know as Gamba Osaka. Fascinating origins as Fujiharu has to engineer something. Brought down by Kakitani. Yes, there aren't many derby games across the world where both teams effectively have come from exactly the same club. Adds that extra little bit of spice to the whole thing. For a great many years it was Cerezo who were the top club, or rather their predecessors, Yanmar Diesel. It's just around the time that the J-League was founded that the team in pink had a little bit of a decline, although they didn't play in pink back in those days. It's much deeper red. So they had their decline. So his team, Gamba Osaka, became the first team from Osaka to be admitted to the J-League in 1992. It took a couple of years for Cerezo to catch up and become the second team from this rather magnificent city of Osaka, in the Kansai region. It's a fabulous city. It's a very distinct dialect, very distinct culture. And if you ever are embarking on travels through Japan, do make a point of heading to Osaka. It's a really glorious place. Hidiguchi. Watanabe with the layoff as he now moves furthest forwards. Before it was Fujiharu in the centre. Instead they played it down the line to Takao. Clever from Takao. They must be careful not to bring him down. Kurata has run it too far and has committed the foul on Naoyuki Fujita. You could see that coming, couldn't you? A couple of seconds before it happened, Kurata just a little heavy with his touch and then over-committed. Seems to have hurt himself. Oh, yes. His trailing leg got rather crumpled underneath as he was sliding in, so both players hurt. It may well be that Kurata has actually got the worst of it. Score of the opening goal, just receiving some instructions from the coaching staff. Looks as though they're both all right. Kurata, one of the many players on the pitch today, born in the Osaka area. Fujita from Fukuoka. Well, the reason for the glorious pink that Cerezo play in, for those of you who are new to watching the J-League, the clue is very much in their name. Cerezo, the Spanish for the cherry tree. The sakura, the cherry blossom, is the emblem of the city of Osaka. Beautiful pink colour that you can see throughout the city in the spring. The ball has been chased down really rather well by Usami. Hidiguchi, for the first time, not really having the end product. Player who returned this summer to Gamba. Just in the spirit of parity, Gamba, some of you know, taking their name from a combination of the Italian for leg and also the Kansai dialect for Gambaru. Do your best. Fight till the end. playing solidly at the back at the moment. Cerezo. On to Mizunuma. Kurata. J.League looks to link up with Kurata. Will still be Gamba ball. Just play that pass in between the legs of Susaeta. Did acknowledge Riku Matsuda that it was quite a nice idea from Kim. Sami. Given away, and an opportunity now to bring this ball forwards. Bruno Mendes, as ever, involved. Bruno drifting forwards too. Mizunuma, the obvious target on the wing. In the end, a little bit of an aimless effort. Jonic, who scored the second goal. Yasuda, the Osaka-born players. He's got a lot to do here, has Watanabe. Just to go back. Really very little coming from Gamba in terms of clear opportunities created. Cerezo have shut the game down with some efficiency. Yasuhito Endo to Fujiharu. To Fujiharu, who's under pressure from Matsuda. It's a difficult ball to deal with. They have dealt with it well. Just mildly well. It's another chance for Fujiharu. Kurata will shoot, charged down by Souza. Susaeta. Matsuda. to Watanabe, who tries to make a run forwards as Asami's ball is deflected away. Still just the one goal for Takashi Asami since returning this summer. Looks like a painful one there for Yasuki Kimoto. It's a touch unfortunate, isn't it? Tears to your eyes. First quarter of the match really impeccably managed by the home side. Barely a foot wrong. They have had a very good second half of the season, Cerezo. Lower down, much lower down earlier on. As indeed were Gamba, who were bottom of the table on Matchday 15. Fujiharu. Did he keep that in play? It looks like he did. Just being restricted as Genta Miura fires it over to having to shoot from distance at the moment, Gamba. They will love shots like that coming in, the coaching staff for Miguel Angel Lotina, because it means they're doing their job right defensively. Doing his job right in attack, Bruno Mendes, and then coming through one of those defenders, Mate Jonjic, to get the second two-headed goals. Certainly a key difference there illustrated with that last replay, the space that Gamba afforded Jonjic and to a lesser extent Bruno Mendes. Space has not been there at the other end. Of course, the quality of delivery has not been there either. Seen an awful lot of the ball in the last little while. Not been able to meaningfully craft any chances. They won the reverse fixture 1-0 in May. They won both meetings last season 1-0, so already this is a quite significant improvement in the last 18 months or so for Cerezo. Time the home side actually won by 2 goals. The Osaka derby was Cerezo winning in 2003. Gamba have enjoyed some heavier margins over the years. A couple of very embarrassing ones for Cerezo. 6 and 7 goals here and there. But for Cerezo, their margins of victory have tended to be much more slender. This does look like quite a comfortable 2-0 at the moment. Famous last words. Shoulder to shoulder with Fujita. Going to be a painful experience for Shu Kurata. Now that is the leg, isn't it, that he hurt in the challenge earlier. When he actually tackled Fujita, I think, if I'm right, that's the left leg that crumpled underneath him as he was sliding in. It might well be that he's just feeling some long-term effects of this. Having a chat with Yusuke Araki, the referee. It's sort of a similar situation to what happened first time. The leg just gets very compressed under his body. A little battle developing between Messrs Fujita and Kurata. Mizunuma losing out to Kurata, who is nothing if not fiercely determined, even though he's obviously in a bit of pain. Subject of determined folk, Yosuke Ideguchi. He's not afraid of a tough old challenge here and there. Maruhashi lets it run. Super diagonal spot to Mizunuma. If he can keep it in, he's done really well. Which he has. I think he got part of the corner flag though as well. It's good vision though to spot the run of Mizunuma. Souza, the 31-year-old Brazilian from Goiás. So impressive on loan at the club in 2016. The sort of space for Takao to really attack down the wing that he's enjoyed in other games this season. It's better. Sami will shoot straight at Kim. Hasn't had a huge amount really to do. It goes to Watanabe. Ideguchi once more. Quite found his range yet, has he? Yet to score since returning in the summer. Matsuda. Fujiharu comes in. It's a foul by Ideguchi on Souza. Quick restart as well, Mizunuma. Good idea because they have got 3 players coming forward into the area. Akitami was most likely to get there, but Higashiguchi kept hands on the ball. Good idea though. Cerezo increasingly looking to play this game as you'd expect, with little counter-attacking bursts here and there. Will cross, almost went to Kurata. Fujiharu's shot is deflected behind from Jonic. Scored just the 1 goal this season in J1, Fujiharu, and it was on the opening day. 3-2 home defeat to the Yokohama F Marinos. Endo. This is great play from Maruhashi to really bring that ball forward and eliminate the danger. Souza dispossessed by Ideguchi. Saeta. Good recovery there by the Brazilian. Splitting his own blushes. Down the wing. Ideguchi with a little bit of space to exploit. Just get back, don't they, into those tight lines at the back. Cerezo very quickly. It's a highly disciplined performance from the team in pink. You don't always see that in derby football. Sometimes emotions can lead to tactical intemperance. She instead goes to Susaeta. Watanabe has it. It's just about go to Kurato, who pulled it back for the shot from distance. First chance really for Susaeta. Played that quite intricately, Gamba, but again, it ended up being a hopeful hit from distance rather than something well crafted in the area. Watanabe. We're at that stage where a goal now from Gamba, the whole thing becomes completely different as the teams come out for the second half. It would be an unlikely goal if they were to get one. Would have a significant impact on the shape of the match. In some respects, it's not a million miles away as a contest, as Okuno controls well. Mendes, he's onside. No, he's not. Just for a moment, looked like they got that right. Well, as I was about to say, it's not a million miles away from the match that Gamba had against the Marinos, where they were just not able to convert possession they had into something really meaningful, and where Marinos were always looking vulnerable on the counter-attack. Managed to get a goal, the whole thing came to life for a brief time. Two players rather left that. Matsuda and Jonjic made the call to come across. It was almost unexpectedly Kurata in the clear. Interesting one to have another look back at. Well, Matsuda more than Jonjic leaving the ball. His 30th J1 game of the season, Kim Young-won. Useful acquisition for Miyamoto at the start of this season from Guangzhou Evergrande. Souza has already demonstrated that he's a very good deliverer of the ball. Started to make the run. Oh, it almost took a touch off a couple of Cerezo players. It might actually have got a flick from someone. It's Kimoto who was nearly there. Just 2 additional minutes, indicated by the 4th official. Great play from Yoichiro Kakitani, forcing Takao into the foul. seemed to clip him from behind. Score of the first goal. Mendes is there, as is Jonjic, score of the second. Souza. Nothing short of an excellent first half from Miguel Angel Lotina's team. Cerezo Osaka have controlled the game, and really that's among the strongest 45 minutes of football they've played this season. Goals from Bruno Mendes and Matej Jonjic, both headed goals, both inside the first quarter of an hour, leaving Gamba with a bitter taste in their mouths as they head to the dressing room at half-time. At the break here at the Yanmar Stadium Nagai, it is Cerezo Osaka 2, Gamba Osaka 0. The Osaka derby is very much in control of the team in pink. Cerezo Osaka get the second half underway here at the Yanmar Stadium. The Osaka derby very much going their way. He got it off to a flying start, Bruno Mendes. Goal at the 8th minute. Matej Jonjic all the way from defence, coming through to head home a free kick just a few minutes later. They have had opportunities, Gamba. Not many. And they've all been from distance. There's another chance, really unexpectedly for Cerezo, for Mizunuma to hit. Hiroaki Okuno has gone down. I think a lot of players were expecting the whistle to go. Just keep an eye on number 25. It does look like that's a foul, but may have been the advantage was played. The referee doesn't indicate anything. Didn't think there was enough there, but you can see why Okuno expected the whistle to go. Took him a little while, Hiroaki Okuno, to get back to the city he was born in. Vegalta Sendai youth team. 7 years later, this season, he came back to Osaka, joining Cerezo. He's had a wonderful season too. Barely missed a game, scored 5 goals. So it's been worth the wait for Cerezo's number 25. Souza. Back to Higashiguchi, a little bit too much intensity on that pass out, but they got away with it. opposite number. Mizanuma has possession. Well, one can only speculate about what the message was from Tsuneyasu Miyamoto at half-time. But certainly there's a little bit more pressing intensity here from Gamba. Usami. What an important touch it was from Jonjic. It's not away, though. Maybe just trying to recapture the ball more quickly, Gamba. A little bit more pace. Ideguchi should be the goalkeepers, and it is indeed for the man from Suwon. Meanwhile, Ichiro Kakitani is down. Just got a clip from Ryu Takao. Now he's going to come immediately back on. Jumping up goes Bruno Mendes, who can only flick it on back to Higashiguchi. He's played every game so far this season. Usami now. Saeta. He was fouled. And we do have ourselves a yellow card shown as well. First of the contest. Immediately upon getting back onto the field of play, going in too heavily, Kakitani. So the captain in the book as the former captain of Gamba Osaka, Yasuhito Endo. Trying to create something to give those fans behind the goal an opportunity to raise the roof. Here we go, Yasuhito Endo in a good position. The goalkeeper really has no trouble collecting. It's a wasted opportunity. Saeta, player who was fouled. Over the top. Sami was there, were it not for Kimoto. Better though from Gamba, you'd have to say. A little bit more incisive. More decisive too. It's just the pace has increased a touch as well. So now, that crucial period of the game, post-half-time, if Gamba can get a goal and avoid being hit on the counter, then it could well be game alive. Souza. Leaves it, and it's an opportunity into some space from Maruhashi's ball. Fighting so hard to get that ball back was Maruhashi, and managed to force Genta Miura to touch it out. He's been involved in so much already, the captain. Just one goal this season for Mikitani. A launcher coming here from Fujita. Souza. Goalkeeper's ball. Shiguchi. Foul's been committed and advantage played. Over the top. With a powerful jump, convinced that there'd been an infringement. Saying that Usami jumped with the elbow. Rather put an elbow into him afterwards. Sure. He did connect with him, but whether it was intentional, very hard to assess. Yusuke Maruhashi. Bruno Mendes is making it very, very hard for Genta Miura. He's won it back. It's crossed in and arriving and finishing to make it 3 is Kota Mizunuma. And that is all Cerezo's hard work. They simply refused to believe that Gamba Osaka had possession. They would not let it go. And it is Cerezo 3, Gamba 0. Bruno Mendes, the first player, wrestles it back. Ideguchi gets there, but Kakitani finds the cross, and then really Fujiharu just completely missed the arrival of Kota Mizunuma. And he really does flick that in quite exquisitely. That's a marvellous goal. Just a beautiful touch from Kota Mizunuma. Incredibly clever play to score his 6th goal of the season. Well, the team in pink are blossoming. Gamba Osaka are in very grave trouble. 3-0 down in the Osaka derby. They're not used to this at all. 20 years ago they lost 4-1 in the league. That's cut out by Matsuda. Double substitution as a result. 2 Brazilians, Adjimilson and Patrick, are coming on. Kazuma Watanabe and Shu Kurata, the players to make way. Well, Patrick had a real impact in the Hanshin derby against Vissel Kobe on his return to the club just a matter of months ago. Kurata's had a frustrating day. He hasn't looked fully right as the goalkeeper deals with it well. Since a couple of challenges with Naoyuki Fujita. Souza almost ran for him. Super idea on the diagonal there from Souza. Clever ball. Okuno. Far forward is Matsuda. Souza will want to shoot, perhaps. Well, they just can't get it off him. Well, the end product was not quite as spectacular as the bit before it. It's a lovely idea, though. This is a day where virtually everything has gone according to plan for Cerezo. You'd have to say there hasn't really been a moment in this match where they've actually really looked vulnerable. There have been little half chances here and there, but ultimately they've looked in full control. They've looked in full control because they have been in full control. Wilson does provide a different sort of attacking threat, as does Patrick. They're very strong players physically. They're very good in the air, and they do link up nicely with good footwork too. Kurata definitely having treatment. Some strapping being applied to that left knee. Twice it just seemed to get caught under his body as he was falling. Indeed, in the first case, he was actually challenging for the ball. Given away by Souza. Higuchi almost had a sniff of a chance. Now at the other end, though, it is Bruno Mendes. He's having to work so hard today, Genta Miura. Big role that Bruno Mendes had in wrestling the ball back from the Gamba captain for the third goal. What a day for them. What a day for them. Contrasting emotions of spectators in a big local derby. It's always one of the most extraordinary sights in football. Maruhashi pulls it back, and it's almost Okuno. Patrick controls beautifully. Jamilson. This is better from Gamba on the counter. Did he just take a little too long? In the end, he's won the free kick. And a yellow card administered to Souza. He disagrees, but that's immaterial. Let's have another look. Jamilson charging forwards. Well, there can't really be any doubt about that. Ball is long gone, the challenge is very late, it's not in control, has to be a yellow. The only thing that could really enormously affect this game is if Cerezo lose a player. Place behind the goal will come to life like you wouldn't believe if this goes in. Wasn't a million miles away, wasn't close enough. Kashi Usami Keeper was comfortable letting it go. Well, he has seen some positivity in terms of the way the team is playing since the second half and the substitutions, but once again they've won it in the corner. Cerezo, Okuno this time. Kakitani, whose cross was so wonderfully met by Mizunuma. Maruhashi. Souza again switches the play so neatly. Into the area to Kakitani. And the header was from the Brazilian. Indeed, it was actually from Okuno. It was Bruno Mendes arriving to meet it. Takao. Link up with Societa, who hasn't really had many opportunities to deliver something of quality. That was not something of quality. Misplacing the pass, catching Takao really flat-footed between going backwards and going forwards. He's enjoyed many a victory against Cerezo in the Osaka derby. He is unlikely to enjoy one today unless we get the most remarkable conclusion to the match. Calling for the ball from Ajmilson, who was right out on the right flank. Ajmilson trying to link up with Patrick, and it is the captain Kakitani who gets in there to just relieve a little bit of pressure for Cerezo. No foul. Maruhashi. Patrick has turned Souza well. Souza has to be really careful now. On a yellow card, Societa towards Patrick. It's good, strong defending. The chance for Societa. It is better. It's not enough. Demonstrated really good vision, Souza. There's an example of it. What a ball that was to Kakitani, who just couldn't quite control it. To Cerezo, and an important touch away. He acknowledges the quality of Usami's delivery. For the first change being made by the home side. Sensible move to take Yoichiro Kakitani off. Been cautioned. Replacing him is Atomu Tanaka, 31-year-old, who joined the club last year after 3 years at HJK Helsinki. So it's his first full season with them. Usami. Again, well cut out. They've done that consistently throughout the day. Possession given back, though, that time by Maruhashi, the new captain. Fujiharu blocked well by Matsuda. And again, he gets across. It's good defending on the 28-year-old. Over 100 appearances for the team. His first goal for 2 years, a couple of weeks ago. The back, Bruno Mendes ending away. Oh, it's good towards Patrick, and what a touch from Kimoto. A very clever spot. Hajimilson saw the run of Patrick, and that's a great diving header from Yasuki Kimoto. Two players go for it. The shot is Usami, blocked by Kim. Recovery to position for Kim Jin-hyun. He's still got 2 substitutions to use, Lotina. Sousa does well. He was fouled. Well, despite the big athletics track that runs around the pitch, there's always a glorious atmosphere here at the Yanmar Stadium. Great history to the place. It was opened in 1964. Hosted football at the Olympic Games, or the Tokyo Olympics. As is often the case, the football competition takes place quite across the country. Stolen back, big problems here. Tanaka! Couldn't find Bruno Mendes. Gamba Osaka relieved. Sami Ideguchi. Nielsen has looked very lively. Now a little trivia question for you. Those of you who are real students of the history of Japanese football, who was it who scored the first ever goal by a Japanese player at this stadium? It was in that game in 1964, taking on Yugoslavia. Kimoto just moved the ball so much more effectively than Gamba have all day. When they haven't moved it, they've recovered it well, as demonstrated there by Yusuke Maruhashi. Okuno into the foul. Touch optimistic on that occasion. Patrick just runs straight into Kimoto. Then he's a little silly there, Patrick. Certainly seemed to lash out. He's protesting most vituperatively. Fujita going down, and then there's what looks like a little bit of silliness from Patrick. So the final change sees Hiroki Fujiharu replaced by a debutant for Gamba Osaka, David Concha. Second Spanish player on the field to play for them. He's on loan from Real Sociedad. First time he's ever played overseas, as Tanaka has been a little bit too physical winning the ball back. So the answer to that question, the first Japanese player to score a goal at the Yanmar Stadium, Kunishige Kanemoto, all-time top scorer for the Japanese national team, 80 goals in 84 caps, and a man who knows this club extremely well, and indeed knows Gamba very well. He managed both of them, but best known as a player for the old Yanmar diesel team, now Cerezo, for almost 20 years, scored over 200 goals for the club. Noguchi goes down the wing, and it is Susaeta crossing to Patrick. Ideguchi, it's a really good touch again defensively to send this back to Kim. Just suggesting that Usami went in a little bit late on him. There are a few Gamba tempers starting to fray. As ever though, the home fans and the away fans have been inseparable when it comes to the noise they're making for their teams from behind the goals. Keep it in play, Kim. Hashi. Atomu Tanaka. Bruno Mendes. Players lining up to have a chance to deliver this ball. In the end, it's over from Okuno after Mizunuma's cross. Saeta playing it again towards Patrick. Get involved to David Concha. Hasn't played a competitive game for over a year. Haven't had too many victories in the Osaka derby to celebrate, but this is looking like it's going to be one of them, and one of the very finest. It'll be the biggest win for 20 years they've had in the J-League over their nearest and dearest rivals. Good control from Susueta. Played wonderfully, the man from Split in Croatia, celebrating the derby day with his 10th league goal in total for the team. Little to celebrate for him. Jamilson as well. I say does well to keep possession, he's actually given it away. Isuke Maruhashi, must be a very proud occasion for him to wear the armband in the Osaka derby. Who absolutely loves the club. Over 300 league appearances in the city that he was born in. Patrick again furthest forwards and looking like he's just waiting for that to come through to him. Here goes Adjamilson. Patrick does find Adjamilson, and a brilliant bit of covering play from Naoyuki Fujita. If ever a single moment exemplifies an entire game, is that. On 3 occasions, Gamba have not picked up the runner, and in contrast, Cerezo have done it time after time. Involved. Saeta. Straight into Souza. Souza fouled by an increasingly frustrated Adjamilson. Shake of the head of the 39-year-old. Change is to be made. Toshiyuki Takagi He's about to come on. Indeed, just waiting. Once again, I mean, it's a fair old easy decision for the referee to make, isn't it? Kim can't have any issues. Hiroaki Okono replaced by Toshiyuki Takagi, the man from Yokohama. Joined last season after a spell with Red Diamonds. He has generally been used as a substitute by Miguel Angel Lotina. Takagi's only started 2 games. This is the 13th time he's come on as a sub. Souza. Oh, it's a great cutout, really important. I think it was Concha who got in there, trapped that ball. There that you might have just seen in the corner of the stadium, extolling the virtues and the values of Morishima-ism. Tribute to the love for the club that the fans had for a man who loved them the same amount back, Hiroaki Morishima. Played for so many years for this team. Many, many goals too. Mizunuma. It is that Morishi-ism banner. Morishi, he was nicknamed. He had a wonderful moment in this stadium for the national team as well, scoring in the 2002 World Cup. All the places to score, it was in his backyard. A decent link-up between Ajimilson and Patrick. They've created some opportunities. It's an interesting call not to start with one or both of them. Takagi, option in Tanaka coming forward. Tanaka's got loads of space, and then ball just played behind him to Takao. Concha. It's on to Patrick, who tries to play it back, and it's, as ever, now Yuki Fujita who covers. To Mizunuma, who scored such a beautiful goal to make it 3-0. Usami. Oh, Ajmilson through to Patrick. Flag up anyway. Yes, he was clearly off. Just as well, really. A tough season. It really has been a tough season for Gamba. Must be remembered, though, that Miyamoto took over Gamba when they were 16th in the table last year. It has had a transformative effect in that sense. Patrick, Ajimilson, Usami up, Ideguchi arrives, but it's all for naught. So far to his 6 goals in J1. Mizunuma, but the advantage is played. Concha, this is looking good. Shot was blocked by Matsuda. Yet again, Cerezo get a body in front of the ball. Substitute Atamu Tanaka is down. Two Cerezo players actually collided there. Meanwhile, Riku Matsuda, sorry, Riki's his brother, Riku Matsuda may have hurt himself in the block. Eiichi Katayama will be the last substitute. Tanaka looks okay now, as indication is that there will be 4 additional minutes, which you'd have to feel is really remotely enough time for Gamba to turn this game around. To be frank, it looks as though we could play another 90 minutes and they still wouldn't turn it around. Cerezo have produced one of the composed and tactically astute performances of the season. It's been a very good display. Better than very good. It's been an almost perfect display. To Saeta, big header away from Jonic. Still they try to come forwards with Ryu Takao. Plays it to Ajimilson. Still got it, Ajimilson. Oh, it's in. That's an own goal, surely. Well, Ajimilson celebrating it, but that must be an own goal for Kim Jin-hyun. I don't think there's any way that's going in until the goalkeeper turns it across his own line. He's got virtually everything right today. To get something on the ball because Patrick was there and would have put it in, but he would have expected to play it away. So something at least in stoppage time for Gamba. Really, that's the only moment where you can look at Cerezo and say a very obvious mistake. Now that this is going to be their biggest margin of victory in the Osaka derby since 2003, not since 1999. It doesn't really matter because it's about to be their 10th win in J1 against Gamba. Considering Gamba have won 23 times in the league, this is a big moment. There is the substitute, Katayama, who came on for Kota Mizunuma. Just a matter of seconds remaining. It's been a really good second half of the season for Cerezo. Strong work of last year as well. Pulled back towards Souza, who gets what might be one of the last attacks in. But really, from the opening minutes of this game, it's looked like Cerezo's. Macau. Referee has a glance at the watch. It might not be cherry blossom season right now in Osaka, but trust me, the city is pink tonight. Cerezo victorious for only the 10th time in the Osaka derby in the J-League. And victorious in style. They have silenced Gamba Osaka, winning by 3-1. From the opening minutes of the game, they were in total control. Miguel Angel Lotina must surely reflect on what's been a tactically sensational display from his team. At full time here in the Yanmar Stadium, it finishes Cerezo 3, Gamba 1.